Hello again and welcome to another one of my videos on the stuff that's in my stash. This is a logical follow-up, I think, to the earlier videos I did on the Frog Lightning and also on the Matchbox Lightning. That one was a Matchbox Lightning single-seater, the F2, F6. This one is the two-seater Lightning T55, also from Matchbox, and it's in their later black boxing. A viewer also mentioned this in passing, so thank you for that. Let's see. So this is what the box top looks like. That's nice. And then we have the side, which is a view of the model, emphasizing that it is 3 colors and also showing you an illustration of what it would look like if built from the box without painting and using the only the decals. Okay, that's a view of what you would see in the shop on the shelf. It's always nice to share that. And it says PK126. That may bring back memories for you. This side shows you that it is a skill level 2 kit, and it's got well, information in English, French, Spanish, and Dutch. Okay, let's go straight away to what sets this apart as a Matchbox kit box, and that's the back. This is an end opening box, not a lid and tray. So you have a profile of the markings offered, and the illustration is very nice actually. If you look at it, it's actually very crisp. Right, I think that's the only word I can use to describe it. Very clean and very crisp. This is 2 different options, but they're both of the okay, there's one which is the Saudi Air Force. So they're both of the Gulf region. One is a Royal Saudi Air Force Lightning Conversion Unit, Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, 1970. And the other one is Kuwait Air Force, Kuwait International Airport, 1970. All right. So two Gulf area countries. So let's see, what else do we have? There's a little funny piece down here. That's what threw me off. There's a little bit of something here. I don't know what that is. Could be like patching up a hole or something. I'm not sure. But okay, and there's some Chinese words here. That's usually indicative that this thing was picked up somewhere, maybe in Taiwan. Yeah, let me just see whether I can pop this open without damaging it any further. And instruction sheet. Okay, there's nothing left in the box. I have been here before. So that's the marking sheet, the decal sheet, and that's the instruction sheet. So, typical Matchbox, right? You have this thing on the bottom, PK126, and then the lightning details. Okay. Yes. T55 aircraft are the 2-seat equivalent of the F Mark 6 using the later conical camber wing and the larger square tip tail fin. Okay. Let's have a look. If you flip it open like this, you already see partially the decal placement guidance. So let's open it up fully. And that's what you would see. Okay, paint callouts here. That's the front of the assembly sheet, and then the 2 options and where to put all the various decals. I think there are some decals which are common to both, but then of course the national insignia of each would be different. Okay, but let's see whether you can have 2 distinct markings options. So the instruction sheet, which is quite busy. Let's see. So you've got seats, identical seats for both crew. All right, they go onto a little plate, and then you have your flight sticks, your joysticks. That's step 2. Step 3 is your overwing fuel tanks. Step 4 is the undercarriage. Step 5 is the cockpit being assembled and then trapped between the two fuselage halves. Note that the fuselage halves are not identical. They're not mirror. One of them does not have the rudder. So the tail is molded onto one side. That's interesting. Stabilizers, the back stabilizers are there for step 7. Step 6, I'm jumping ahead of myself, but step 6 is where you put in the jet pipes. That's nice. I like that arrangement, where you have an internal jet pipe and then you have the outer ring like that. And each jet pipe also has a blanking off plate, so you don't have a see-through effect. But what that means is that if you don't put the blanking plates, but you add a bit more of tubes in, you could create more depth. Okay. At stage 6, you also fit in the nose ring and the shock cone, the cone where the air would flow past. I think it's called a shock cone, right? I've always known it as a shock cone. Anyway, the main wings are assembled here with the overwing pylons and the fuel tank. And then we now move on to stage 9. Stage 9, you have the Kuwaiti Air Force option. The Kuwaiti Air Force option has got weapons. All right. I think the Kuwaiti Air Force has red top, and then you have the other option, which is the fire streak. And I assume that means that the fire streak ones were meant for the Saudi ones. Okay, don't know that. Step 10 is the remainder of the undercarriage, the nose wheel and the main wheels. Okay, and the large refueling probe. And then right at the bottom, more detailed instructions on how to paint. So a very nice instruction sheet, typical of Matchbox. Okay, I think this is decent. Now, decal sheet. As I said, I've visited this before, so I've popped this already into a Ziploc bag. And I think it was in this condition already when I first got the kit. This is not obtained brand new. This was a rescue kit. I think I picked it up from a flea market or a shop somewhere. Not sure where. Doesn't say Cheltenham on the side, so I don't think it is from there. Let me just see whether I can pop this open without damaging. Yes, I can. If it went in, it should be able to come out. So that's your decal sheet, and again, the protective sheet on top has done its job. That's the RSAF, the Royal Saudi Air Force markings option. Seems to be okay, and it's one of those where the carrier film seems to have survived, not turning yellow. Let's see whether the roundels are nice. Okay, the roundels are actually not bad. So that's the Royal Saudi Air Force option on the top. Kuwaiti Air Force is here, and then you have the common ones here, which is basically your stencils and your emergency triangles. Okay, seems to be okay, you know, but it does look yellow lah. So I think I should be able to try. Well, okay, that's the, oh dear, the Kuwaiti Air Force roundels look a bit off center for sure. So I might be able to save them. I don't think so. Considering the state of the decals, I don't think so. Yeah, register of the even of the national fin flash is not very good either. Okay, still, it gets to go back into the bag. You never know. I might be able to, somebody might invent a way of fixing this or give me some tips on how to rescue the yellow decals. I think we all know we are supposed to use some kind of UV lamp or sunlight. I'm using both right now to try and see whether I can rescue some of these decals. Some of them are really worth saving. Okay. Okay. That kind of like popped back into place quite nicely. Now to look at the fun part, which is the parts themselves. First up is the Lightning T55 fuselage, and you know it is obviously bigger up front down here to accommodate the side-by-side seating. So that's there. Surface detail is very fine, raised panel lines. This is actually very nice. You know, look at the air brake. Right, it's not that deep a trench line, as it were. It's a little bit more emphasized, I suppose. Cannon bulge is here. Cannons are mounted in the lower belly fuel tank. Okay, but apart from that, everything else looks very nice and subdued. Raised panel lines throughout, but very subtle. I think that's the word I would use to describe the raised panel lines. It's very nice. And again, the plastic has got a nice feel to it. The rudder is it's nice. No distortion. And the transition from the smooth sides here into that twin jet pipe is very nice. Okay. Next slide up. Next sprue up is, I think this is familiar to us, those of us who have looked at the Matchbox Lightning F2A F6 kit will see this. It's quite familiar. I think this one is a piece that you would not use. I don't know. That's a bulkhead. One pilot figure is here. There's another pilot figure down there, but we're jumping ahead of ourselves. Those are the oval-wing fuel tanks. That is the red top, and those are the fire streak missiles, and then those are the bottom halves of the respective missiles there. Shock cone, jet pipes, and then I think these are the struts, actuating struts for the main undercarriage, oval-wing pylons, missile pylons, and then the undercarriage legs, and then that gorgeous main undercarriage wheel. It's always nice to have a look at that again, right? It looks really, really nice. And in this quality plastic, it actually looks and feels good. Instrument panel is here. You can see some raised fine panel detail there. Dials and whatnot. Okay. One of the seats is here. Okay, and that's the other seat as well. Okay. So I'll put that aside. And then we have undercarriage doors. That's the interior. That bit needs to be cut and bent downwards. That's the pilot seat. That's the pilot. Goodness, so sorry about that, sir. And then that's the nose wheel, molded in one piece with the undercarriage nose strut. And then we have the wings. Now the panel lines here seem to be slightly heavier. And yeah, actually they do feel a bit heavier. It's almost like as if this is a different molding from this. These are very, very fine. Let me have a look at that. Right? You can see the difference between the two, actually. That's quite interesting. So yeah, okay, maybe the fuselage, I'm trying to remember now, the fuselage pieces for the single-seater F2A F6, I think they were similar to this. So it seems like as if, you know, this is a new molding from a new mold, just to accommodate that fuselage piece, and then it was made finer. Okay, whatever it is, this is nice. Okay, it feels good to the hand, and this should build up nicely. No wheel well detail to speak of, similar to the F2A F6. Okay, so there we have it. A very quick short video on this. It's nice to see this as a variant available. Trainers, not very common, to be honest, right? And a trainer of the Lightning, not really that common either. And I suspect the reason why is because you can't build two using the same molds. Like the Hunter, you notice you could do it, and Matchbox did do it. So you know it was okay for them to do that. It wasn't that expensive, I suppose. But this one requires a whole new mold just for the new fuselage, which with the bulge in the front. Oh, one more thing. In terms of colors, it is 3 colors, as you can see: white, light gray, and a darker gray. Okay, so there we have it. A very nice kit, actually. That's a very nice kit. I'm glad I've got it. I think I only have the one piece though so far, and all my digging around is only surfaced this piece. But it's nice. It's very nice. I'm glad I've got it. Kind of like completes the collection, right? You've got a Matchbox F2A F6. I've got the earlier boxing of the Lightning F6 F2 as well, with the number 74 markings, and on the old Matchbox packaging. And then I've got this one, which is the T55. And as I said, the T55 obviously is a totally different fuselage for them. They had to mold a new one, and so therefore you can't, like, have a whole front section different from the rear section kind of thing. I think at the end of the day, they felt that it didn't make sense, and they did that. Okay. From what I know, Sword, another brand of models, has come up with trainers. I've got them. I've got the Sword boxings of Lightning trainers, and they look quite good, actually. Airfix, I don't know whether they did new 72 scale trainers. I know they did a whole slew of 72 scale Lightnings. I know they have one which is the F6 in 74 squadron markings. That one's beautiful. And likewise for the others as well, but all single seater. Not that I don't know whether or not they've done a twin seater trainer. I don't think so, actually. But there we are. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was a nice little excursion into something which is not very common, and I'm happy to share that with you. If it was something which you saw in the past but you never picked up, well, here at last is an opportunity to see what it looks like. If you've seen it and built it before, well, tell us, share with us what the build experience was like. And until my next video, thank you very much. Take care. Watch out for the blades. Paint in a well-ventilated area, and above all, please do enjoy this hobby, building it, collecting it, me talking about it, all three, and just basically remembering the good times and also making new memories. I think it's great fun. I love this hobby. So thank you very much, and I will see you soon.